with due respect to Anmol, there are three basic issues which have perturbed me no end. Number one, is the Aam Aadmi Party or seven of them so pliable, so vulnerable, and so cheap that they will sell themselves for 7 to 15 crores? That should worry the Aam Aadmi Party. If they've identified seven people, that is the BJP, then that should worry Aam Aadmi Party that calls were made and calls were received. It's not as if someone hung up. We get 100 calls a day, but I mean, no one offers us any money, but it's always some telecom company or some other rascal. We hang up, but you took those calls. The second is Arvind Kejriwal has floated more conspiracy theories than if Einstein, Galileo, Pluto all were working in tandem. Every day there's a new conspiracy theory. Number three, don't take the exit polls seriously. Abuse everyone because that's the hallmark of the Aam Aadmi Party. They came with such a good mandate. I, as a citizen of this country and of Delhi, felt great that here was a party with a difference. There is absolutely no difference. Now, can the BJP afford 205 crores? Of course they can. Much like the Aam Aadmi Party could afford a Sheesh Mahal. So, look, in politics, it's all just contextual. How much money for what bidding? My worry is none of you has discussed what will happen to the Delhi citizen post Sunday or whenever the election results are out. What will happen? No one has talked about governance. Arvind Kejriwal has talked about an assassination attempt. I mean, he doesn't need an assassination attempt. I mean, he is self-incriminating in every which way. Everyone, BJP has abused Arvind Kejriwal. Arvind Kejriwal has abused the BJP. The Congress can't even gather a voice to whether abuse or disabuse, so forget them. The only voice the Congress has had in the elections is Tehseen Poonawala's on national television. So my worry is, what are these guys actually doing about the citizen of Delhi? You know, Navika, there's an old saying, my dear, when whales fight, shrimps are eaten. The shrimp in this case is the citizen. No one is talking about the citizen. No one is talking about the fact that a party which remained in power for 10 years has done nothing in a measure of terms. I have always, Navik, on your program said that the Mohalla clinics was superb. The education policy was good until they got one of their allies to come in and criticize their education policy and their Mohalla clinics. My view is very simple. It doesn't matter who comes to power. What matters is, will the entire retinue, will the entire profile, will the entire betterment of the Delhi citizen happen or not? That's the question we should ask.
Well,
it's not about Delhi.
That will begin to happen, Suhel Seth, only after Saturday when,
Navika, I'm telling
when
you,
the votes
Aam
are
Aadmi
counted.
Party is not interested in governance.
No, but
They're not.
this is the only breathing time they've had after a very, very combative campaign on both sides. But Sabha Naqvi, what do you make of the exit polls, number one? And number two, the allegations of purchases of MLAs begins even before it can be decided who are the winning MLAs. After all, anybody who's carrying a stash of cash and wanting to buy should know who to buy, because right now we don't know who will win and who will lose. So are you thinking that 250 crores is up for grabs and the BJP is making these calls without even knowing dena kisko hai, jeet kaun raha hai?
Navika, I think statements such as the one made by Sanjay Singh are made to let your booth agents counting to parso hogi. The counting will take place on Saturday to keep them still energetic, because AAP has unless they've lost their brains and their consciousness, it does appear to be a moment when they will be defeated, or could very highly likely to be defeated. Let's be clear about it. Now, I base it, there are times when I don't agree with exit polls. In your own studio, I did not agree with the exit polls in the national election, right? In this case, I think some of the pollsters have their credibility on the line. They have taken their time to come out with it. Plus, I will just mention to you that there is a certain building in which I have lived for many years, and I walk to my polling booth. It's not changed. If you remember 2015, after the Anna movement, when AAP was founded, there were volunteers everywhere, and everybody there was a mahol in the air. There hardly seemed to be anyone there except for the paid volunteers of the candidate. Another thing I will point out to you is that in the area where I live, there has been severe water, and the wife of the candidate is in the MCD corporator. But only 3 weeks before polling, they decided to lay pipes. So they've dug up the whole road. All I'm saying is that it's become very messy. People have seen that. They're seeing there's been water. So in the ambition of politics, in whatever disasters AAP walked into, they began with a certain purity of purpose. Everybody liked them. And I think as well-wishers of AAP know a lot of mistakes have been made. And I see them definitely in a decline. Of course, we have to wait for the result. You know, I have shared with you, but I don't think this is the time what is happening on specific seats. We have to wait for the voting day. So I do believe that the kind of statement that he's made is also just to keep them there, because actually AAP has lost a lot of volunteers. And it is the candidates who are getting people to man the polling stations. A volunteer-driven party where citizens joined in is now sitting there with the candidates who are from any party. Many of them are from any party, who can come, and then you have to pay 2,500 to people to sit on your polling booth. That is the situation in Aam Aadmi Party.
Very well said. And we discussed this yesterday, and Anand Ranganathan raised this point, that 75% of the candidates in the Aam Aadmi Party are those who have come from other parties. But Anand Ranganathan, the question here is, when calls like these, and yes, every pollster puts his all. Some get it right, some get it wrong, many may go wrong. You know, that's the law of averages. We've given you the array of, all the polls that have come out. Some of them have a good track record, like Access My India has a good track record. So we're taking their numbers and analyzing. I want to ask you, Anand Ranganathan, when most of these polls are giving a direction that is in favor of the BJP, to say that this is a comedy show, everybody is always wrong, can be one part of the thing. But on the other, to say 17 or 16 MLAs are on the line, have been called, will be purchased, the moolah is out there. Does anybody put the moolah on the table without knowing whether the person deserves it or not, or whether the investment will be worth it or not?
Good evening, Navika. Jhadu kisi ka tha, laga koi gaya. Judging by what the direction of the exit polls is. But I could not hear initially, some of the things that were said. But if my good friend Anmolji was talking and he said that this is a circus and Tehseen is a clown, I think he should refrain from making such statement. Tehseen is a very dear friend, and to say that this is a circus going on, there's a clown and all that is wrong. Please,
no, he just called this a comedy show.
No, bro, first of all.
Okay, comedy show. Sorry, I told yes. So even
show in which you were the lead. So I think you should speak about yourself, my friend. He was calling it a competition which you were the lead.
Anand Ranganathan, protest coming from Tehseen.
No, he's a brother. Anand's a brother. But we both agree, जादू लग गया.
Brother को तो तुमने दुश्मन बनाया हुआ है दिल्ली में. Kejriwal was your Rahul Gandhi's brother. Now you're making Anand Ranganathan your brother. तुम्हारे brotherhood में किसी का विश्वास नहीं है. Anand, go on.
No, but दो चीजें मैं कहना चाहता हूँ. I've been waiting very patiently for this. अभी तो मेरे अच्छे भाई जो विवेक की भी टर्न नहीं आई है, वो भी अपना बोलेंगे. नोटा से कम क्यों आ रहे हैं उनके. But मैं ये अनमोल जी को दिखाना चाहता हूँ. ये देखिए, ये 2 साल पहले का केस था. ये एनडी शर्मा जानते होंगे, शायद अनमोल जी मिले भी होंगे, इनके बहुत अच्छे मित्र थे. आप सिटिंग बदरपुर एमएलए थे. क्या कह रहे हैं ये, जरा सुन लीजिए. केजरीवाल सोल्ड टिकट्स फॉर 20 करोड़. तो जो टिकट बेचता है वो एक्यूज कर रहा है कि कोई और खरीद रहा है. अनमोल जी इतना मत बोलिए, इतना डरिए मत. देखते हैं क्या होता है. 8 को हो सकता है सारे एग्जिट पोल्स रॉन्ग हो, लेकिन अनमोल जी, आई हैवंट फिनिश्ड, आई वेटेड फॉर हाफ एन आवर. प्लीज, मैंने आपका एकदम ध्यान से सुना. आप मुझे 30 सेकंड सुन लीजिए. अनमोल जी, प्लीज, देयर इज एन एको आल्सो. मुझे ज्यादा सुनाई भी नहीं दे रहा. प्लीज, आई बेग
अनमोल, प्लीज, आई विल गिव यू एब्सोल्यूट टाइम टू काउंटर दिस. डोंट वरी. आनंद, कंप्लीट योर पॉइंट.
थैंक यू. एक कनंड्रम प्लीज आप मुझे सॉल्व करके दीजिए. दिस लुक्स लाइक बाय ऑल मींस अ स्वीप गोइंग बाय चाणक्य एंड एग्जिट पोल. नाउ व्हेन दैट हैपेंस, द वोटिंग परसेंटेज इज वेरी हाई, बट this election remains the lowest voting percentage in the last 12 years. In fact, in some areas, in Delhi Kent, it is as low as 44%. And in some areas, it is as high as 75%. Overall, it is 62%, which is the lowest. So this conundrum has to be solved. If this is going to be a massive anti-incumbency and vote against AAP, how is it that the voting percentage has been the lowest in 12 years?